What is up, YouTube? This is AmK at Purple Sky 11. I've been watching a lot of TikTok videos lately, so just for fun, I decided to bring you something a little different. Don't worry, I'm still working on the original content. Part 12 of the Owen Hart series is coming soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy this compilation of some TikTok videos that caught my attention. I found these interesting, and I hope you find them interesting as well. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to see more content similar to this, please let me know in the comments. So here are some TikToks that made me say, what the fuck?
A mysterious tradition that is pure horror fuel. One tradition can be a bit more unusual than the other. On a small island named Ameland in the Netherlands, each year on the 5th of December the island is covered in a veil of darkness. On this day, the locals celebrate the tradition of Santa Claus. When the clock strikes 5 o'clock, the lights in the streets get turned off and women and children have to stay indoors. The men of the island wear scary masks and costumes and walk the streets with long sticks and blow horns. Tourists are advised to stay away, and when women are spotted on the street they risk getting hit with the sticks by the men. Because this tradition is veiled in secrecy, the exact origin is probably only known to the islanders themselves. Tourists are not welcome and camera crews will be intimidated and forbidden to visit the island during this event. What is this for tradition? What do you think about it?
During a brutal study done at Harvard University in the 1950s, Dr. Richter put rats in a pool of water to see how long they could actually tread the water. On average, the rats would give up after about 15 minutes of swimming. But right before they sank, the professor would pluck them out of the water, dry them off, and let them rest for about 10 minutes. Then he'd put them back in the water for a second round. How long do you think they lasted this time? Now keep in mind, they're already exhausted. On average, people thought 10, 15 minutes they might last. Try 60 hours. And no, that's not an error. They would last another 60 hours treading water. The conclusion was drawn that after they plucked them out of the water the first time, it gave the rats hope. They were able to push themselves much further than they ever thought they were capable of. I want to leave you with this thought. If a little hope can push rats to swim that long, what can it do for you? Remember what you're capable of, and always keep swimming.
Something strange is going on with Beyonce. There is a strange conspiracy that Beyonce is using the souls of music icons to feed her success. Well, you see, when she started her I Am World Tour in 2009, Michael Jackson died. Then with her The Miss Carter Show tour in 2012, we lost Whitney Houston. Subsequently, with her On the Run tour in 2014, we lost Bobby Womack and Prince in 2016 as she embarked on her Formation World Tour. Now, it might seem like a coincidence, but as she announced her Renaissance World Tour in 2023, the world lost Tina Turner.
So I was on Twitter this morning and saw this post. Go on Google Earth and try to get a measurement of Antarctica. It won't do it because it's a ring around us. So naturally I ran straight to Google Earth. I screen recorded everything I did. I sped it up because I really wanted to capture the shape of this wall. Continent. Yeah. Now to cover all my bases, this is what I did next. I could find the perimeter in the middle of the ocean, middle of Africa, and it didn't matter where I put the points. Right in the middle of the continent. Now this got me thinking, why don't we journey up to the North Pole? You know, right there in the middle. I'm like speechless. So while I was sitting here pondering all this and being speechless, I went, holy shit. No matter where you set the points, it always had these little spots, or a spot, missing. North Pole. Kind of like a little missing puzzle piece. The missing piece of the circle. Anyways, it's all a big conspiracy theory anyways.
I was just sent a clip of two people discussing what would happen during a 100% power outage. I want you to check out the clip and then let me know if you've been experiencing anything strange like power outages or connection issues recently.
What does it look like if our power grid goes down?
So it really becomes almost zombie apocalypse, and it's horrific because we think about loosening the rule of law. And so we have George Carlin, a clip from, one of his comedy tours in a movie. And he says, you can't count on the police or the National Guard. They'll be at home protecting their own family.
In the 1920s, this device was banned by the FDA. It was taken outside of the clinics in which it was used and smashed to bits. The multi-wave oscillator was invented by a Russian-French engineer, George Lakhovsky. This was an extremely popular treatment during the 1920s and 30s. Lakhovsky's multi-wave oscillator consisted of a series of concentric rings or antennas connected to a high-frequency Tesla coil. When activated, the device emitted a wide spectrum of electromagnetic waves, including radio waves, microwaves, and infrared frequencies. According to Lakhovsky, these waves would interact with the body's cells, promoting health and vitality by restoring their natural resonance. This device gained significant attention and popularity, particularly in Europe and the United States. Lakhovsky claimed the device could rejuvenate cells, enhance the immune system, and even destroy growths by simply resonating the cells with their natural healing frequencies.
But now with fresh eyes, now that we have open eyes and an open mind and we're a level of awareness, have a look at what's really going on. Dave, doesn't that look like George Bush and Tony Blair to you? Having a piss up, having a laugh?
Oh, snap.
Is it, no, you know what that is, SCV? Holy, I just realized that. Hold on. You're close. Andy Clark. That's the image from 9/11. Holy crap, bro.
This is
zoom back in on that so everyone can see it.
No way.
Look at this. Zoom back in, SCV, so everyone can see. Now zoom back out.
No way. Did y'all see it? I seen it.
Do you dread waking up in the morning? Are you feeling helpless in your society? Perhaps even a bit lost? Well, look no further. At the Capitol, we offer an escape, a new beginning, a lifetime of unending joy. We have an abundance of attractions so captivating, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. Let's take a look, shall we? Take a ride on the Cosmic Carnival. Let go of decisions and let the carnival choose each thrill for you. Simply sit back and soak in fun. Getting hungry? Make your way to Brightside Bistro, where you can feast until your heart's content. And if that's not enough to satisfy your craving, choose from our exquisite line of automatons, a companion that never strays, never tires, and always obeys. As you traverse our radiant metropolis, bring our latest gizmo, the Mood on the Go. With the swipe of a thumb, alter your mood instantly and experience any emotion you wish. You can also use it to instantaneously replace your companion if things go south. How convenient. And our most popular attraction,
wow,
the Dream Machine. Relive your most cherished moments in vivid, extraordinary detail. No need to cling to old photos.
I love you.
Live in the past forever. You might be wondering, what's the cost for such a paradise? Well, dear viewer, some prices aren't paid in gold or silver. We only ask you for one thing. Your identity. We'll need the very core of who you are. It's a small price for a lifetime of unending joy, don't you think? And no need to fear crime or violence. We'll always keep an eye on you. For your safety Welcome back to Spot the Odd One Out. Remember, in the capital, wearing a smile is the norm. However, a few seem to occasionally slip up. No worries. This is your golden opportunity. If you see someone forgetting their grin, report them to us and stand a chance to win fabulous rewards. We'll make sure to turn their frown upside down.
So, if you're up for it, come visit the capital. We're only a smile away.
Wrong idea of a hold that you are comfortable with having on yourself and your choices. Where
Well, I think if you grew up poor though, you're like, look, I've been there and I was fine.
What else?
Yeah,
what
are
else
you gonna do to me? Yeah. I was like, and then I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just you've been offered, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
That was my way of cueing you. Like, it's open dialogue.
Yeah, you want me to keep talking about it?
By all means, we can talk about anything. But
don't do it.
yeah, no, of course. Offered tons, man. But I got to a place where I understood that the dollar shouldn't shift my.
Can someone explain this super strange glitch that was caught on live TV in Chile? Check this out.
Estas han sido las informaciones desde el Palacio de la Moneda Monetaria en nuestras ediciones posteriores.
Perfecto, Mariano, vamos a estar muy atentos entonces a las novedades. Mariano.
Even the other news anchor was confused.
Right now, across the globe, as of about 3 minutes ago, 7:15 Eastern Time, 99% of the entire world's population is facing the sun. That means we're all experiencing some degree of sunlight at the exact same time, either full daylight or for a lot of other folks, twilight. If you look at the map right there, just the Pacific Islands and Australia, the Australian region, are fully in the dark. 99% of the world.
And California. Poor California.
Yes.
You know what, though? What a cool phenomenon.
Thing to bring us all together, literally to bring all of us together, because at this moment, I'm talking right now, 7:15, 99% of the population of the Earth is in some sort of daylight or sunlight. Now, this is due to the fact that the Earth has a tilt to it, 23.5 degrees. So it's the way it's rotating around the sun and the way it's orbiting in general. But right now, at this time in the calendar year, this doesn't happen every day. This only happens today, and it only happens right now. 7.68 billion people are in daylight or in twilight. The only spots that are not in daylight right now are Australia, Papua New Guinea, and New Zealand. Outside of that, the rest of the world is in daylight.
Missing YouTuber and his viral video. It's all part of a mystery centered around Sedona, Arizona.
Of course, the popular tourist destination that we all love and know, and it's known for its scenic beauty and shopping. But don't forget its mysterious side. Crystals and energy vortexes are a big reason why some people visit Sedona.
Used for science experiments? I would say so.
This is a YouTube video posted by someone calling himself Funky Fathead.
You can see a much more stable fracture.
He says he's using a computerized tone generator to open a vortex, a portal in time and space.
I haven't a clue where he is. He sounds American, so I'm hazarding a guess somewhere in the States.
The video caught the attention of this man who posts videos from his home in England. He calls himself Hidden Underbelly.
He went on to experiment with portals and sound frequencies.
Hidden Underbelly spoke to us via Facebook messaging after this video racked up more than 1 million views.
That in itself is pretty insane.
After he was unable to reach Funky Fathead, the video made news in the Daily Star, headlined, "Bloke Missing After Opening Portal of Time and Space in His Bedroom."
If he has opened a portal, God knows where he is. And more to the fact, God knows if he can get back.
You see, Funky Fathead hasn't been seen or heard from in 4 months. He did leave one clue, however.
If you don't know where that is, I do. is in Sedona.
Sedona is known for having dimensional travel there. I mean, that's one of the great tourist sites about it, is that people try to go find these portals.
O.J. Simpson, they run it. They run shit every 10 years to get your children and your grandchildren. So let's go back and look at O.J. He cannot read or write. So when the cop said he sent this message out to be read to his fans, now to show you how powerful he was as an athlete, his godfather was Willie Mays. So when he finished high school, Willie Mays took him and put him in a junior college when wasn't nobody looking. So 2 years later, they slipped him in USC. He go to a 4-year college and in 2 years break all the football records that it took them 4 years to do. Now you know what kind of... So if he can't read or write, who was that was writing all the way through the trial? See how it works? And so when you stop and think about, so a funny thing happened. Here's how the universe works. A funny thing happened. They asked Nicole, here's how white folks protect white folks. A franchise. They asked Ron Goldman folks and her folks, why was he at Nicole's house at 1 o'clock in the morning? You ever heard that story?
Yeah.
Said her mother ate there and dropped her glasses. So she called the restaurant and said, are my glasses there? I said, yeah. I said, well, I'll pick them up tomorrow. And she said, no, Ron Goldman will bring them. See, that justifies how Ron Goldman can be by not Mom's house, but Nicole's house.
Right.
Now, if you look at Goldman, somewhere the universe said, a newspaper called her mother the next day. I said, when's the last time you spoke to your daughter before she was killed? She said, oh, around 11 o'clock. Now, the press didn't think nothing suspicious. She just said, well, that couldn't have been. Because this all happened before 1020. So she still don't think. Okay? So, here's a federal judge. What paper is that? What's the date on it and what's it say?
Los Angeles Times, February 26, 2000. O.J. Simpson sues for Brown's telephone records. The former athlete claims GTA's data on calls can prove he didn't murder.
The call that her mother made. Federal judge put on a lock and key for 75 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson claims that records of phone calls between his ex-wife and her mother on the night Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered.
It's in Dallas.
Clear
It's
him
in the,
of any role in the stabbing deaths of her and Ronald L. Goldman.
Okay.
The local disaster declaration by the governor is also very important as this investigation moves forward. Hazmat teams on scene right now. That declaration will free up more resources and manpower moving forward. Besides, Maggie Bryan is live in Penrose with more on just how extensive this effort from the state agencies has become. Maggie?
Yeah, Robin, some of those agencies still here tonight. The Fremont County Sheriff says that this case is his highest priority right now. Even funeral directors from across the state say they are on standby and ready to help families affected.
During the last 48 hours, my office made a very disturbing discovery in the town of Penrose, Colorado.
The shocking discovery of more than 115 improperly stored bodies at a funeral home in Penrose.
We just started noticing some smell about 2 weeks ago.
Is prompting assistance from agencies across the state and nation.
The area of the funeral home where the bodies were improperly stored was horrific.
This is going to be a very, very lengthy process.
The Fremont County coroner says it could take months before the scene at Return to Nature Funeral Home is cleared and the remains are identified.
Forensic identification through fingerprints, medical or dental records, or possibly DNA will need to be completed.
Governor Jared Polis declared an emergency disaster for the county on Thursday night, which will help bring in resources from state agencies like the Emergency Operations Center. The FBI is also on scene and says it will be bringing in specialized teams from Quantico, Virginia to process the scene.
These are teams with additional training and specialized equipment that serve to process scenes of national magnitude, to include the response to 9/11 and major airline incidents.
The Fremont County coroner says coroner's offices from across the state are standing by to help identify bodies.
Families will be notified as soon as absolutely possible.
The president of the Colorado Funeral Directors Association says their members are ready to help families needing proper burials.
This is such a horrific tragedy. This should never happen any place, much less in Colorado. At this point, all of the Colorado Funeral Directors Association member firms are we on standby to help in any way that we can.
And although the smell is still a little bit unpleasant out here, the Fremont County coroner says there is no public health risk to neighbors in this surrounding area. The sheriff says that in the next few days to expect some tents, maybe some fencing to go up around the building so that they can get ready to move the remains from out of the funeral home. In Penrose, I'm Maggie Bryan, News 5.
To participate in this conference, which is being held here at the Hoover facilities.
Mr. Ford, what advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will
Easy
die.
now.
And the woman will become president under the law or constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen.